Welcome on to Chasing Tents. My name is Abhi. Thank you so much for joining me, guys, to this new episode, which is the round 3 of the NoLimits Endurance Championship at the iconic Cadwell Park. And this is that iconic cottage, which is right opposite the start-finish straight. And I'm here with team J.A.S Racing, whom I'm supporting all this season. You saw me racing last time at Donington. That was a one-off, but this time the team is back in full flow. So we've got Jamie Harris, Andy Ashcroft and Steve Ward racing for team J.A.S Racing. So let me take you behind the scenes and show you a little bit of this iconic Cadwell Park circuit. Welcome back, everyone. And typically UK, it's sunny and raining at the same time, and it might not seem a lot of rain, but it has made the track pretty wet. So everyone's now changing tires. So I'll show you this area properly in a bit, but our team have decided, I know it looks sunny, I know it looks dry, but trust me, it isn't. It's been raining for the last 25 minutes. So everyone's now, so what we've got here, I'll show you the bikes and everything in a bit as well. We've got a tire tree, if I may call it, and everyone's got their wet tires on there, already warm. So now, as you can see, frantically, Jamie is now trying to change his slicks to wets because, yeah, that's what we've been told. If you can see the marquees are dripping, can you see the dripping water? I hope that captures. Anyways, so yeah, it is wet at the moment. This is the 3 bikes we've got. We've got Andy, I'm going to come in because it is raining a bit now. I can't believe this. Look, shadows, sunlight, and it's raining. So this is Andy Ashcroft's bike. He's done a bit of a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle kind of a paint job because unfortunately, if you remember at Donington at the 5 hours endurance, he had a crash. So he's done a bit of a filler job and just made it look nice. He's a fast guy with a fast bike. You don't need your bike to be pretty, no disrespect to Jamie, but to go fast. You can just have a bike which just functions. And that's Jamie's ZX10R. Kawasaki will ignore the parental advisory kind of his underwear thing going on there. Anyways, so, and that's Steve Ward's Kawasaki. So we got 3 Kawasaki ZX10Rs. This one's loaded with amazing all-in suspension and stuff like that. Every time I come here, Jamie starts showing his underwear, so I'm going to move away. So all bikes have got top-notch parts, and yeah, we're just preparing to put wet tires on them now. A little bit on this cottage. A lot of people asked me in 2022 when I showed this cottage, you can't really see this cottage when you're doing a track day. You never see this because all that covers it, but no one lives here. It's got a bit of a facade to make it look like it's a cottage, but you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go there and show you. Slippery grass. Here we go. Unfortunately, this has subsided now. I'd love to live here if it wasn't in this state. But you can see the old ironmongery, the old kind of ironwork of the guttering. And I like to show quirky things, guys, you know, just like Ted Kravitz on F1. So yeah, as you can see, it's subsided badly, and the roots of the trees obviously are not helping with the building being tilted or cracks in the building and all sorts. But once upon a time, this was someone's house, and it's a lovely cottage, but it's in a bit of a state at the moment. I hope one day they convert that into a cafe or something. But yeah, that's Cadwell Park for you. And that's that tower there, which, if I can focus, that's where all the commentary happens. That tower, all the commentary, all the CCTV cameras and everything are there. And these are the marquees. So if you've been to Cadwell Park, or if you've never been to Cadwell Park, this isn't the main paddock. The main paddock is behind those trees, quite a way up these trees. When there is racing, especially British Superbikes and endurance racing with no limits, everyone assembles here. You get the marquees by No Limits, but you bring your own generators to power the marquees. So basically, with this marquees, everyone assembles here. That's where you do all your kind of rider change. You come in through there, and then you do a rider change here. I'll show you all that later on, but this is how everyone assembles. It's raining a lot now, so I'm going to go inside because I don't want the camera to get really wet. I'll catch you in a bit. So I'm just recording without the mic. It's too dry now for wets. They're blistering slightly, not too much, but it's at the moment it's just simply too dry to sacrifice a set of wet tires. So Andy Ashcroft is going to go out gingerly on brand new set of slicks. I'm sure he's had his brave pill this morning, because he certainly needs it. Here we are. Come on, Andy. Here he goes. Okay guys, let me give you some mid-qualifying report. So Jamie Harris has come in, as you saw earlier, with his wets on a drying track, or basically a dry track to be honest. And he did a 1 minute 47, which put us 4th in class, and Andy Ashcroft has gone out on slicks. He's done a 144 straight away on his first flying lap. Hopefully that will get better, but he's put us 3rd straight away now in class. The only concern I've got is Steve needs to go out soon. I don't know where the hell Steve's gone. He's probably gone to the loo, but he's got full set of wets on his bike. And unfortunately the track is pretty much dry. It is still very cloudy, extremely cloudy, complete different kind of stark difference from this morning, which was absolutely stunning, sunny. Here Steve. You're going to put dry tyres?
No, I got wet, so I'm literally just going to bimble round.
Really? Oh, okay, fair enough. Okay, so what Steve's going to do is not bother changing tyres. He's
a bit of a shame because with my times yesterday, we P1 by about 3 seconds.
No way. What was it?
1:39.
Okay, so Steve just told me he did a 1:39 yesterday on a practice day, test day. That would have put us in pole position. Now we haven't got enough time to change from wets to dry. He's just going to go out and tootle around because he has to. All 3 riders must go out and qualify a time. Wow! Here comes Andy. All right, you got to go in. Got to go in. This is the lady. She keeps tabs on everything. It's bone dry. Bone dry. Okay. Andy just said it's bone dry. As you can see, a set of brand new wheels. Well, what you saw there is a melted spacer. So something tragically bad has happened on the back of that bike, which is sad. If you remember, in 2022 at Croft, I had my rear caliper on fire. Anyways, it's not about me today, it's about J.A.S Racing. We're still 4th in class with Andy, who did a 144. That's put us 4th in class. And Steve, who's not here, he's been doing 148, 147s, and I don't blame him because he probably has all sorts of movements on his bike because sadly the track is bone dry and he's on full wet. So he's probably got a very marshmallowy feeling. It is what it is. I must add, for qualifying, for endurance, qualifying doesn't matter that much. Today is a 3-hour race, and if we can be 4th, 5th, not bad at all, because this is a thread and the needle track. It's a really, really tight track, so a lot can happen, you know. So let's see what happens. We got Steve coming in, I'm pretty sure. No, he's not Steve, somebody else. But yeah, that's Nicky Williams. Big shout out. So yeah, Steve needs to do minimum 3 laps, and I think that's what he's going to do and come back in, because there's no point tootling around and destroying a set of brand new wets for no reason whatsoever on a dry track. So we'll wait for him. Aprilia RSV4, big shout out. Lodge Racing, big shout out. These are in the national category. I'll show you a clip in a minute. They share one bike and they change transponders and riders as they go along, because they are in the national endurance category. We are in the club racing category. Here we go, Steve's here. What's he done? Blistered. He hasn't destroyed it completely, but what can you do? It's just one of those things. How was it?
Fucking taking that so steady, because every time I put the power on it was going, it wouldn't let me. So
mine was doing the same. Oh no, when I was braking, I was getting a lot of wobble.
No, I got shot to start with because the back tyre wasn't quite settled in, and then all of a sudden it seemed to be noise, and every time I then went to wind the power on, it just kept going, the old track control was coming in, so I was dialing it down and I was going. So I went from 5 to 3, but yeah.
Well done, mate. Well done.
Well, you heard it from the horse's mouth. Before I continue with that chatter, I was telling you about Lodge Racing running the national championship. They've just got one bike between the riders. We have 3 bikes, 3 riders. Anyway, so you just heard there, he just had no confidence in the throttle, as if he just had marshmallows in the back. You know, that's what can you do? So we got 8 people in our category, and we've qualified 4th. We could have qualified in pole because our man's Steve's quickest time yesterday was 1:39, but I've told you all that already. 4th in class, not bad at all. We'll move on to racing after some lovely scenes around the track. Okay, welcome back everyone. We're about to start. I think it's going to be about 5 or 10 minutes. However, we've had so many red flags and yellow flags in other races. It's absolutely unreal. There's a lot of frantic activity going on everywhere at our team because, again, it's been sunny and beautiful weather after qualifying, and suddenly we've had rain. Plenty of rain. Enough rain for people to now change from slicks to intermediates to wet tires. It is a sorry state. As you can tell, everyone's on it. Everyone's on it. Every single team is changing tires. It's hugely frustrating for everyone, but what can you do? It is one of those things. You gotta be on the right tire on the right day or at the right time, otherwise it's all gonna go up. You know the word I was gonna say there. Anyways, so let's go back to our team. What's happening there? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna have two riders. We're gonna have Jamie Harris and Steve Ward on wet tires, and we're gonna have Andy Ashcroft on dry, just like qualifying. Exactly the same plan: wet, wet, dry. So that's what we're gonna do. So, by the way, massive shout out to our friends, Polish friends, Michał and Cam. They've come here to support the team, and this is the team. This is the team where we're chasing tens. We've got bike treads, and we got Daniel Kuczynski with J.A.S Racing and turfco.co.uk, which is Andy's company. If you need free turfing, if you need turfing, Andy's going to kill me. If you need turfing, contact Andy on turf.uk. Anyways, enough promotion of my teammates. Well, as you can tell from that, frantic activity because it's green flag, so everyone needs to go out now to the start-finish straight, where there is one rider. Let me show you, if I may. I think it's too early to show you. Here we go. Riders have started to come. You've seen this before. Let me give you a good look. So here we go. So these, if you see these people in the orange bibs, these are the newcomers. You know, that's the British Army team. British Army has a few teams, so riders are waving at their partner and they will stop here and ready to go out. I'm going to go back to my team. Good old J.A.S Racing. That's Jamie Harris. He's running there because he's going to wait for Steve Ward, who's just gone out. I've missed him. I've actually missed him. So we'll just wait for Steve Ward. If there's any water droplets on the lens, please excuse me. That's Jamie Harris. And he's just waiting for Steve Ward to come to the grid and line up nicely. Okay, so Jamie's been waiting a while because looks like Steve has been stopped at the end of the pit lane because I think we were a little bit slow getting the tires changed. So yeah, everyone's going to go out now. This is going to be just a warm-up lap. Green flag by Mark, the owner of NoLimits. That's your green flag, and everyone goes. Well, I cannot explain how frantic everything is. I've never seen my ex-teammate Jamie so stressed out. But hey, Steve, that's Jamie, that's Steve. He's going to run to the bike, and this is going to be a Le Mans style start with Mark, the owner of NoLimits, with the Union Jack in his hand. Here we go. a hiccup, but he did it. A bit of a hiccup, but he did it in the end. Wow, that was absolutely frantic. Everything just happened last minute. Everything just happened last minute, but they did it. Officially, 3 hours of Cadwell Endurance has started. Okay guys, welcome back. This is a quick update. Just 4 laps into the race, maybe 5. I've come upstairs, well I say upstairs, a little bit upstairs because it's safer next to the cottage, because I've been told to stay away as loads of people are coming in. Some people started the race on slicks and intermediates, and those people they've gambled, but they are now coming in, and they have been, and they put wets on, or they've changed the rider, and the other rider had wets on. Luckily we started with wets. The rain has gone worse, as you can tell. That's all wet. Rain has gone a lot more worse. What can you do? It is what it is. It's totally wet now. We are now P1 in the race in our class. We've had a fantastic start. We've got our quickest rider out, Steve, and hopefully we can make some inroads and create a big enough gap to second place. I'm not going to say much on that one because at Donington our team had, I think, 1 minute 58 seconds ahead of team 3. We had plenty of big gap, but unfortunately the worst happened, which was a crash. We don't want that today. It's a 3-hour race. Let's hope everything goes well and everything goes to plan. Again, opposite the cottage, where my friends are chilling without an umbrella, bless them. He's not even putting a hoodie on. He's got the hoodie now. So yeah, it's raining big time. It stopped slightly, but it's totally wet now. And so the strategy this time is to come in every half an hour. Rather than waiting for the fuel to finish and the red light to come on the fuel, sorry, the amber light to come on for the fuel, and then come in. So it's every half an hour. And that's Danielle there. That's Steve. He's coming in now. He's just given a nod. Is he coming in? He's coming in. Yeah, she's just, we've given Danielle the beautiful hut there to keep her away from the rain. And she's just trying to indicate to Jamie there that he's coming in. I think he's got the message. So yeah, every half an hour we're going to do a rider change. Jamie is coming out now. Okay, Steve is about to come any minute. Here he comes. So there are no transponder changes this year. So Steve comes in. What happens is he comes in, you got to wait a few seconds because you need to be in and out of the pits in 25 whole seconds. And we're going to time it there and we're going to indicate, and then Jamie's going to go. So no transponder changes, everyone has their own transponder, and here we go, Jamie's gone. So 25 seconds from entering the pits to leaving the pits. 60 kilometers an hour here, probably a bit less because there's people everywhere. That's what, oh my god, there was a big bang from a big bang engine. So yeah, everyone needs to adhere to the 25 seconds. Every second you go over gets multiplied by 5. Big shout out to Dean Kawasaki. Well, that was a very frantic pit stop of a national endurance team. So they, as I told you earlier, they don't change, they only change riders, they keep the same bike. So they changed the rear tire. Unfortunately there was a bit of a fuel spill and they're sorting that out now, as you can tell. So health and safety first, there you go. Here we go, Jamie's going to come in any minute. We're going to do another rider change. And Steve's going to go out again, and not Andy, and they decided that between each other. So yeah, as you can tell, if the keyboard warriors get a bit upset about the fuel spill or the health and safety boffins, they are cleaning it properly. They've got proper solution in their hand and they're going to clean it properly. Anyways, back to our team. There we go, Jamie comes in. There's a bit of a wait, we're going to count. There's a counter going on. Andy's doing that now. He's complaining his voice is fogging up. A bit of a Rain-X, shaving foam, fairy liquid, or good old pin lock would help. There we go. There we go. He goes, I can't see anything. I'm fogged up. So that's a bit of a sorry state. You know, we do have Rain-X, and he did put Rain-X on there. So something's gone wrong. I'm not allowed to go near them, so I'm going to stay on the side. So yeah, we are still running P4 in class. Unfortunately, this was a quicker pit stop than we wanted to, because we just want every rider to do half an hour. That gives them enough time on the track to judge the conditions, suss the conditions, and accordingly have a game plan. There we go, somebody else is coming for a pit stop. Loads of people are coming in for pit stops now. Massive shout out to this gentleman. I don't know his name, but not the one wheeling the bike back, but the one in the beard doing the paddock stand. He's local to me from the Black Country, and he's running a 2007 R1 with no electronics, 162 horsepower, and he is absolutely rapid. He was P1 in their class. Absolutely unbelievable. You know, that's what you need sometimes. No electronics, all bike, but all talent. Alright guys, I'll give you some more updates in a bit. It's raining absolutely cats and dogs, so I've got to be careful that my devices don't stop working. Catch you in a bit. Well, this is not the end of the race. This is a red flag situation. We're only an hour and something into the race. Shout out to Smart Racing. An hour and something into the race, and there's been a red flag, sadly. A few people have crashed, but I'll show you a little bit of footage now. One gentleman high-sided, but he came back in. But they're all lining them up, so they're not allowed to come in and chain the rider. That's not allowed during a red flag. They will just go there and line up, and then they will arrange them in order and send them back out again. I don't want to go in there because it's a short pit lane today, an emergency pit lane, and I will just create a bit of nuisance. But maybe I can bring you a little bit closer to the action. What happens during a red flag? So you can't put the bikes on warmers, you can't refuel the bike, you cannot chain the rider. And there we go. That's why I'm not going there, because the lady won't be happy. But as you can tell, you can take the warmers to the bike unplugged. So you can just cover the tires with the warmers so they are warm, but you cannot use battery power like Anchor battery or generators to heat the tires up. You cannot refuel, you cannot chain the rider, as I said before. So I hope whoever has crashed and caused the red flag is alright. It's never nice to see a red flag. We've had a few today, dry or wet. I'll give you an update in a bit. Okay, welcome back everyone. Slightly unconfirmed and anxious news that the person who did crash or has caused the red flag could be one of ours. I say one of ours because some of the riders have not come back in. Steve Ward has not come back. Bike number 85. So we're hoping. So Jamie is standing right next to the radio, the lady with the radio in her hand. So everyone's waiting here now. There you go. They're now screaming politely of all the names of all the numbers of the bikes they want to be in the right order. So I'll move away from that. So yeah, unfortunately I don't have any confirmation, but our rider is nowhere to be seen. Okay, I'm going to walk away from all the pit lane stuff. It's definitely our man Steve. Sadly, as you could see, the team's face is a bit glum. No one's happy. What a dismal season. DNF first race, DNF second, and most likely DNF third. What they're discussing now is if it's even worth going out. I mean, it's safety car. His safety car has come out now. So yeah, they are discussing if it's even worth going out in these conditions. 1.5 hours to go. We are dead last. One of the things, and I'm going to be honest here, one of the things I'm not a big fan of with the endurance rules is if your mate crashes, until his bike isn't brought to the pit lane, you cannot go out. That can take 10 minutes, that can take 5 minutes, that can take 15, 20, half an hour. You know, at Donington it took 18 to 19 minutes, our race was done. I can understand if that rule was for when you've got one bike in the team, But when you've got multiple bikes in the team, give us 5 minutes penalty, 3 minutes penalty, 2 minutes penalty. But having a penalty of 15 to 20 minutes until the bike is recovered back, it puts you last on the grid when you go out. So it puts you off. You know, at Donington we were at second for 3 hours of the race. We were second, and we were leading the third team by 1 minute and 58 seconds. And then sadly we crashed, and it took a long time to recover, and we were dead last. And same things happened here. We are now dead last because the bike isn't recovered yet. Don't know when it will be recovered. It's already been 15 minutes. So that's one of my little gremlins, little kind of ifs and buts with this rule. I'm not a big fan of this rule, to be honest. It's a team game. If your mate crashes, everyone shouldn't be heavily penalized. That's your safety car, and that's everyone behind. So if you remember, at Donington I was behind the safety car for 15 minutes, maybe 20 max. So let's see how long this will take. We just hope our friend Steve is okay. Oh, he's walking. That's him. I think that's him. He is walking. That guy is him, and Jamie's just talking to him now. That's them two. That's Steve. He seems all right. Probably a bit winded, but he's okay. I'll give you some more update in a bit, but for now, the team's not going anywhere. We'll see if they want to go out again, because we are plumb last. When I say last, not last in our class, last overall. It's just catastrophe, really. Okay, I'll give you some more update in a bit, but I'll take you to the team and show you their expressions, conversations. Okay guys, the story is we are going to go out no matter what. So we are probably 2 laps behind or something. I don't even know, we've not even looked at it, but we're going to go out. So Andy Ashcroft, brave man, here he goes. So when the going gets tough, the tough gets going, I guess. So yeah, so basically what happened is the second to last corner, Andy had a massive high side, huge high side. He's okay, he's pretty good. His ankle hurts a bit, one side of the hip is hurting, but he's absolutely fine otherwise. He's sitting down, he's a bit winded, and that's it. So we've still got about an hour or so, maybe just a little bit less to go on the race, and let's see where we end up. I don't think we'll make any progress from dead last, but it is what it is. It's one of those things. You win some, you lose some, and lately this season is not going to plan at all. It's on a downward spiral. DNF, and let's see what happens here. Welcome back everyone to a completely different scenery to Cadwell Park, and for good reason as well, because my collar mic completely stopped working, even though I had that fluffy bit on the mic on track, but the water got in and the mic completely stopped working. So there's a bit of a footage here now of me talking, but you can't hear anything. It's not like I've muted the video, but sadly I just lost all sound for the last kind of ending of the race, really. And ending was quite emotional and important because the team did salvage 11 points, 11 valuable points, because they did not give up. They could have easily said, you know what, one of the mates has crashed and the conditions are bad, it's cold, it's miserable. Sadly, that particular day, only Lincolnshire, or Lincoln you can say, or area around the Cadwell Park had this pocket of rain, and rest of the country was nice and sunny. So we were all very unlucky, but the team did salvage 11 points, and these are 11 crucial points. So this is a great example when, you know, everything is going against you, but you don't give up and you can salvage something. I mean, this team has had really bad start to the season. Race 1 they did not start because of an exhaust manifold fail. Race 2 at Donington Park, which I was racing alongside the chaps because Jamie wasn't at the race, and it was a 5-hour race and we were doing really well. I think we were second in P2 for 3 hours, and then one of the gentlemen crashed, Andy crashed, and it was a bit of an end to the race because it was a bit of a hodgepodge. You need to see that video. I'll put a link down there underneath the YouTube video, but it just became very messy and we were gutted because we were still in the race in some shape or form, but we came into the pit lane at the last 30 seconds of the race, and they red flagged the pit lane, they red lighted the pit lane, so we got no points whatsoever. And now then this third race they've salvaged 11 points, which is amazing, so it's been a bit of a downward spiral, but next few races are going to be fantastic, and I promise you I'm going to show you some onboard footage. Now race 1 there was no onboard footage because we didn't even start. Race 2 I had the camera on in the race, so there was plenty of onboard footage which I showed you. Race 3 no onboard footage because we couldn't have the right camera mounts to be signed off with NoLimits, and from next race onwards, race 4, I've got plenty of onboard footage because I just don't want to show you guys music and pit lane and stuff. I really want to show you some track action, which you will see plentiful in the next few races. So do follow this team J.A.S Racing on Instagram and Facebook. These are a great bunch of lads who really try their level hard. They give it everything, and sometimes you crash. It is part and nature of the game. So look after yourself. Thanks for following. Thanks for watching this race from Cadwell Park. But the next few races are going to be really, really interesting, and I'm going to post them probably one race per week until Christmas. So I'll keep you entertained in these gloomy, rainy days in the UK. So thank you for watching. Look after yourself. Take care.